what's up, JK? I'm still getting everything set up right now. Okay, there we go. Let me make sure. Okay, I think everything is looking good on my end. So pretty decent day for me, pretty decent week. I would say, I think this week I'm up 30 or 40. I'm not too sure. I had that really bad day right in here. I think it was either Monday or Tuesday. It was right when we had AI news. It was something dumb. I was in shorts. Was it here? I think it was here. What day was this? The 9th? Yeah. I was short here and then AI news just popped this up. That was really annoying. Let's see how this market is going to open. I think, I don't know, it just feels like the market just feels horrible right now. It just doesn't feel good. War news. There's no positive catalyst. Let me see what news we have tomorrow. So tomorrow we have PCE, consumer spending, GDP estimates. Holy shit, we have a lot of news tomorrow. Jolt's job opening. This is all the news we're gonna have tomorrow. I don't know how much it's gonna affect the market. I feel like everything right now is just waiting on Trump to say something. Oh shit, market just opened. Okay, how are we looking? Okay. I feel like we head lower first. I don't know if there's any area that I want to buy. Maybe at the previous day low, which is, I mean, I don't know. It's right here. 24500. I'm gonna let this play out until 7 and then get a general grasp of the trend, but I think we're going down tonight. What's up, Luke? It's going good. It's going good. I had a pretty decent day. I've had a pretty decent week. The only bad day I had was on Monday, and that was because I was short right here. I was short right here. And I'm pretty sure it was a decent position. it was going well, and then the AI news. So instead of having like a 10k day, like plus 10k, I ended up being like, I think minus 6k. I can't remember. I think it was minus 6k on the Discord. But doing pretty good. Challenging myself to see how much I can make this year. I'm gonna try to go for 300, 300k in payouts. We'll see how that goes. This will be like the first time that if we head lower, this will be the first time we kind of break out of this range right here. We've been stuck here since October. Since October. Like, we've tried to break below, but the market has been pretty liquid. But I have a bad feeling that we're going down. We're not a third of the way and you're already close to 200k. Yeah, I don't know how much. I like to keep my goals like realistic and a bit easy, just so that when you do hit the goals, it's like, you know, like awesome, let's go. And now you get the pressure off of yourself, so you don't let the pressure affect you, right? So I keep the goals pretty close and pretty attainable. That's why I said 300 to 500k. And I think I should be able to request some Apex payouts today. I think maybe 4k or 6k. I can't remember. I've been trading Apex accounts, like I've been trading them like I just don't care about them. And I just happen to be doing well and picking and being right on my trades, but those are like the accounts that I think everyone does the best in. When you take an account and you trade it like you don't care about it, you just do so well. Makes sense about the goals? Yeah. You don't want to create a goal that's almost impossible, and then when you don't hit the goal, you feel down about yourself, right? Like you feel bad, like, oh man, I couldn't hit that goal. A goal, I feel like, should be something attainable, and then when you hit it, then just see how far you can go. What's up, Alex? Yeah, I haven't been live in a little while. I've just been busy with work and life. Can you explain your strategy again? I have a couple of models that I trade. So during this overnight, I'll tell you guys exactly what I'll be trading at 7 p.m. in 1 hour. I'll tell you exactly, because I take, for overnight scalps, I let an hour go by, and then I get a general grasp of the trend. And after an hour happens, like, trust me, you'll be able to see the trend. You'll be able to see if it's bearish, if it's bullish, or if it's flat. You can just look at the chart. So my overnight scalps are a lot, how do I say, like, discretionary trading, discretionary scalping. What's up? What's up, Mikey? Mikey? So that's one of my models, which is overnight scalps for about 20 points with extreme negative RR with 5 different entries. I also trade models based off of the average expected close. So if you saw my messages in the Discord, I said that the average expected close, and that what sucks was that we just kept going lower and lower and lower, which means as the day went on, the average, or as the MOC and the end of day happened, the average expected close kept getting lower and lower and lower. And then after we dipped here and I saw that NQ was a lot weaker than ES, I was like, yeah, there's no way we're gonna get that rally up. Right? I think it was like right here or right here. I was like, this is no way, there's no way it's gonna rally up. I'm doing good, I'm doing good. So I play the average expected close, where if we're far away from what I think we're gonna close, and I said we were gonna close right, did I say 750? What did I say? What did I say? 24715. So I said 24715 here is the average expected close. And then as we headed lower and lower and lower, it updated to, I think, 650-ish. So because right before MOC, which was right here, we were so far away from the average close, I was willing to buy every single dip, and I was buying every single dip here. Like I bought here, and I bought here. Some accounts did take a hit, and other accounts ended up taking a little bit of profit. So that's another way that I trade. And another model that I trade is I group days based off of their rarity. So so you're longing NQ, then I'm not longing it right now. There's no trend right now. So right now I'm hands off. I'm waiting until 7 p.m. I have an overnight model as well, but it's scalping. So another thing that you'll see me trade, or you'll see me say, oh, this is an X% day, right? This is an X% day. I basically categorize the past 4 years of NASDAQ data, right? So I've done data analysis for the past 4 years of NASDAQ data, and I categorize each day based off of my own metrics to see how rare it is. And I position myself to blow up, right, on really rare days. So on the Discord, I said, what did I say? On the Discord, I said, man, today I typed so much. I usually never type this much. Where did I say it? I basically said that I'm positioning myself to blow up on a 2% day. Am I schizophrenic? Did I take my medicine today? Am I crazy? Am I like typing to myself on another server and just like being crazy? Oh, here it is. Okay, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Positioning myself to buy until a 2% day. So what this means is that on every single dip that I think is worth buying, and this is also based off of my own trading experience, right? It's hard to tell you where to buy, but I basically say on every dip, look, I said, what did I say? I said I'll buy every single dip, right? Where did I say that? I said it somewhere. You already know what I'm going to do if we dip again. Right? So I buy every single dip and I close out for about 40 to 60 points or more, depending on how the price action is. You'll feel if a rally is very, very strong. You'll feel it. And these rallies today, and the market today, the market for the past week has just not been, you don't want to hold too long. You tagged on a message on Discord. Let me see. Oh, yes, thank you. Yeah, that was where I said it. But yeah, Alex, so those are the models that I trade. I also trade, I follow this one guy, his name is Rocket Scooter. I use his platform and some of his levels as well. And I also trade like previous day's lows and highs as well, depending on how I feel about the day. And you'll see it from, I think 2 days ago, I was like, where did I mention it? Oh yeah, right here on this P&L, I said, I'm done for the day. If we dip back to low of day, I will long, right? And then I did miss it. I think I was busy or something. But I ended up missing it. So I called this one out here. It was another day. Where was it? It was 2 days ago. We talked a lot on this Discord. Rocket Scooter? Yeah. It's made by this guy he's a very smart guy. He's won like trading competitions. So if you look up Rocket Scooter, you'll find him. He can probably explain his platform a lot better than I do, but it's basically uh he takes option data, um and he extracts levels where market makers are basically hedging against. And he also has this really good indicator that I use a lot. Matt Cohart, yeah, that guy. I really like his one indicator where basically if I could make an indicator, it's what I would make. It's called resilience. And what it does is that it scans the stock market, and it's weighted based off of the market cap, right? So Nvidia would have a higher weight on the value than something like, what's another NASDAQ stock? I don't know. DraftKings, that's something out there, right? So it basically tells you the health of the stock market, right? So this, if the stock market, if this level is really negative, it means throughout the stock market, stocks are just not doing well. And it's a very, very smart indicator. If you guys have ever done stock trading, or have you guys ever looked into r/real day trading, they do something very similar. So basically the futures of these indexes, right, they follow stocks. And what r/real day trading is, they kind of do it the other way around. They look for individual stocks that are stronger than SPY or QQQ, right? You can basically do the same thing with ES or NQ. But basically what their whole idea is that if a stock is really strong when the indexes are shit, if the index ever gets a bid, then in theory that stock that you're paying attention to that was already strong, it'll get an even bigger bump up. And it was a very great idea. And this guy, he does the opposite, right? He says if the stocks are really strong, then it should provide relief or a bump on the indexes. He's a pretty smart guy. You should check him out. I used to give away his boot camps back when I did giveaways, like for X amount of likes, X amount of viewers. That was before I started considering maybe my own premium course, but maybe I'll bring it back one more time. I don't know. I was never able to get codes or anything, so when I did do the giveaways, it was basically just PayPaling the person. But then people try to cheat the system, you know, multiple accounts and whatnot. But it would be a lot cooler if I can get big enough to where prop firms would send me some codes. But I think it would be pretty big for them to do that. Let me look up how big some people are on YouTube, because I don't think they're that like some My Fun and Futures hosts aren't that huge on YouTube. Like Tom Sabo, how big is he? How many subscribers does he have? 10K? That's actually a good amount. Terry Trades, she probably has more. Oh, Terry Trades only has 2K. Who else is there? I think Ash Trades, 18K. These guys don't have that many subs. I tried reaching out for affiliate code for a couple of firms, but it didn't go my way. I think I'm too small to be asking for an affiliate code, which is, I guess that makes sense. But then I'll see some channels with like literally 300 subs and they have like an Apex code. And I reached out to Apex and they were like, no. I have a feeling tonight might get kind of ugly. That Matt Coward guy, or Cowart, he also streams in the morning, so you should definitely check him out. He's a smart guy. Let me see if my Apex stuff has been approved, or if it's been updated. The Apex dashboard kind of takes a little while to update. Are you planning to join his stream tomorrow morning? Yeah, you're gonna learn a lot. This is a smart guy. I think it's updated. What? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. My balance updated, but my days profit didn't update. Maybe it needs to wait until midnight. I'm thinking tonight is just gonna be short scalps. That's what I'm thinking. I don't have any top step funded accounts right now, so I'll be scalping on the side. What's up, Scan? I'm doing pretty good. I haven't been streaming that much. I don't think I streamed this week at all. I've just been busy with work. And work has been a little bit of a pain, so I had to like work extra hours. But yeah, doing pretty good. Getting closer. I started a new goal for 2026. Because after my last goal was just kind of like, I don't know what I'm gonna do for 2026, or I don't know what I'm gonna aim for. So I'm gonna aim for 300k to 500k this year. But honestly, if I could take a break from the market, I probably would for like, I don't know, a month. I think it's gonna take like a month for all this BS to plan out, or to play out, all this war bullshit. Yeah, it's a pretty big goal. 300 is not too far away, but I mean 500 is very far away. Yeah, these markets are hard. It's not a time to chase trends. You're gonna see some very nasty markets. Like imagine trying to chase a trend today on New York. So this day I didn't chase a single trend. You never saw me take a trade where I chased a long, where I chased a short. Never. Right? So every single trade that I took on Discord, the ones that you guys saw, I only waited for a huge dip and then I bought. Dip and then I buy. Dip and then I buy. Dip and then I buy. And the way the market is right now with VIX and VVIX so high, as long as we don't crash, which I don't think. So today I didn't think we were going to crash another 300 plus points, and that's just because, do you want to short all the way down here? Like think about it as like a market maker, right? Do you want to keep shorting today, and do you want to end up right here And then Trump says, we've made a peace treaty. Oh shit. And now you're exposed. And now you get squeezed. Right? Overall, we're looking bearish, but we're just kind of trending right now. Like we're kind of treading above water, just keeping our head above water. So, and the way that VIX is right now is basically, if you try to chase, the noise is going to, if you trade more than like 5 or 6 micros, if you trade 1 mini, the noise is going to absolutely destroy you. Imagine being a trend trader, right? And you try to jump into this short. You're like, okay, we broke below this level. Let's hop in right here. And you don't take your profit here. It goes to break even in 1 candle. And I bet if you were short right here, you would be shitting yourself, right? Yeah. With VIX and VVIX really high, the noise, the candles are going to be huge. So chasing a trend is dangerous. Because if you're chasing a short, you're hoping we crash, but just the noise, if you aren't short up here, the noise is going to freak you out and you're break even right here, right? If you chase the long, look right here, you see this huge green, this used to be a huge green candle. You chase the long here, the noise brings you back here. You chase this break, right? You see this giant green candle and you jump in right here, right? The noise brings you back 60 points, 80 points. You see this giant red candle, you try to chase, you short here, the noise, you're minus 80, 100 points. 80, 100 points with 5 micros is almost $1,000. Imagine if you're trading one mini here and you try to flip-flop. If you guys were here in my original streams, I tell you not to flip-flop, right? Why? Because of a day like this. Oh, I'm short. Oh, I'm long. Oh, I'm short. Oh, I'm long. Oh, I'm short. Oh, I'm long. You get chopped up. Versus me, I'm here like, okay, what's the best price to jump in? It's like here, this is the best price. Okay, this is a decent price to long. This is a decent price to long. And I know that if I get a really good position after a very big selling, you know, after a very big sell-off, I know the noise can just give me 40 points. Just the noise will give me 40 points. And then if I want to hold one runner, okay, that's fine. Be greedy with one account, that's okay. But take your hits on all your other accounts. That's how I do it. And that's how I stayed alive today, while it was just like this market was just really annoying for a lot of people. There's no, the general trend is downwards, right? It's downwards, yeah, with 100-point rallies, right? So, oh, your DC lesson saved, my DC lesson saved your ass. You open the trade with 1 micro and scale into the trade. With 3 micros, end up at minus 500. Buy 2 or 3, end up on plus 200. Yeah. So in another, I also recommend to size down. Like Luke, I don't know what your position size was before, but do you see how if you're in 1 micro and you scale in, like you're not sweating a lot. You're not worried about, you know, this noise going down 30, 40 points. You're not worried about that's like less than $200, right? So I usually never play over 10 micros. I can scale into 13, 14, 15 micros, but rarely do I hit an account with 2 minis. Now, the only ones I consider hitting with 2 minis are new funded accounts. New funded accounts, I trade very, very hard. I hit it hard. And you can see on my daily P&L, like you'll see that I hit it hard, right? Like on, is it this day? Yeah, like on this day. Can you see which is the new account? Well, yeah, right here. Wait, this is minus 2,000. That's huge compared to all these other ones, right? Can you see which ones were the new accounts? Minus 2,000, minus 2,000, plus 5,000, right? This is what happens if a new account, if I hit it hard and it works, plus 5,500, right? New account, plus 1,800. Sort of a new account here, plus 2,000. New accounts here, 9091, plus 2,000, right? Then occasionally I'll scalp and I'll do really well scalping and I'll get like 1,300 or 1,700, but these were probably like 3 or 4 trades. If I were to open trades with 5 micros, I feel like just flipping, I would have blown both my accounts in 20 minutes. Yeah, right now it's a market where it's not easy to trade. I don't think it's easy for anybody. I just happen to be lucky, right? This market just happens to be good for the way that I trade, right? Like if the market is falling, most of the time you can already tell without even me saying anything on the Discord. You can tell what I'm doing. I'll be buying. After a huge fall, you don't even have to wonder, unless it's super violent. There's some days where it's super violent and you know to stay out of the way. I'm talking about like 20 minutes of just free fall, and you'll get a general feeling of markets like those. I don't remember when was the last time it was like that, but it's like when it nosedives. Like most of the time when it falls, and when it nosedives like that, I'm usually still good unless it nosedives all the way into a 2% day, right? So this, what 9:30, right? Nosedive here. I kind of avoided this. Wait, was that? No, that wasn't today. Right on, like every dip, you can probably just assume that I'm buying, like on this dip, on this dip, on this dip, on this dip. What's the best prop firm to scalp trade with? I think all prop firms are okay to scalp with. Prop firms don't really care about scalping unless you're doing something called hyper scalping, where you're opening and closing a position in under, I think, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds. And as long as you don't aim for like 1 or 2 ticks. But that's mostly for people that, like people like that, they're trying to game the system. They probably have a connection to a Bloomberg terminal where they're getting data faster than the actual firm. How many points of drawdown are you willing to take versus how many points of profit? I'll tell you exactly how many points of drawdown I was willing to take today. I was willing to take, let's see, when is the 2% day? I was willing to take 300 points of drawdown on any given trade. 300 points. The profit, I would say, what, 40, 50, 60, 80 points, depending on whatever the market gives me. So I'm a pretty negative RR trader. And this trading style is not meant to be used for a real account. That's why you guys will never catch me trading a real account. This method where I win a majority of days is meant to be used on prop accounts where the pay-in is very small, but the payout is a lot larger than the pay-in. And the way that I manage my accounts and my positions, I will only really lose a lot if it becomes one of the rare, like once a quarter or once every 2 quarters, you know, one of those days. then I still have a chance depending on my position, and depending on, like, the only way that I'll lose a lot is if there's no bounce at all. Like, no bounce, none, straight down. If there's even a little bit of a bounce, right, some of my accounts will make money. But in a day that crashes like another 400 points straight down, okay, then I'll lose everything. Now you're probably thinking, wow, that's pretty degenerate. But the way that I set myself up is I will lose and blow up on the rarest of rare days, right? The way the math works out in the long run. You know, until you get multiple black swan days. But the odds of that are extremely rare. And at that point, if we do get multiple black swan days, like this, like this, like this, well, I'd probably just be loading up in calls. Because I know that if we do crash, the Fed is going to step in at some point. Either cut rates really aggressively or try to figure something out. They don't like it when the market crashes. The market crashes, there's less jobs, basically the economy just goes to shit when the stocks are bad. And nobody wants that. Trump doesn't want that, the Fed doesn't want that, nobody wants that. I think that's literally what they did, right? When was it? Was it this one? When was it? Oh, do we not have enough data? It was one of these massive sells where the market was weakening, and then Fed is like, oh, we're gonna price in, we're gonna cut rates for the next, what, 4 out of 5 meetings, 3 out of 5 meetings, and then the market just gets that tailwind up. And also, if I lose all my accounts, I will always have new funded accounts to play with, because I'm always trading evals on the side. Like just recently, I think I lost all my Top Step accounts, and then I bought, like, I think I have, like, I don't even know how many combines here, like 15, and I have even more combines in my other accounts, and I'm always trading combines. My combines are usually the first ones to get hit. They're the first people to take a trade. And I take like B minus, B plus, C trades. Where basically if I am scared of, let's say if I'm scared of missing this move, and I really think we're gonna keep going up, but I don't know if it'll dip, I'll just enter with the eval right here. So even if it just keeps going up, even though I make nothing on my funded accounts, you know, maybe I'll pass 1 eval, 2 evals, or something like that. And then if the eval starts dying, right? Well, then I get the entry, the better entry, where I wanted to enter in on my funded accounts, right here, or wherever I'm looking to buy. That way, you don't really feel FOMO. It looks like we'll be in an uptrend by 7 p.m. So if we keep rallying up and up and up and end up somewhere around here, I'll consider longs if we get a decent dip like here. This all depends on how far we rally. I could also bet that, like I don't know, I just feel like we're headed down tonight. It's kind of a bull trend, but it's also kind of flat. So it's not a very strong bull. And when an overnight is flat, that means I can play either side. That means when it overextends up or down, I could take the reversal for about 20 points. This kind of feels flat. We'll see 18 more minutes, but what is it, 600? I mean, not a horrible entry here. Well, I mean, I already missed it, but I don't think we'll get too crazy of a move tonight, just because tomorrow has this much news. So any overextension by, like, I don't know, 200 plus points, I'll probably end up taking the reverse of it. So if we rally up 200 points, where are we? 600, 600, 800. I'll say 250. Let's say 250. 800 to 900. 850 to 900. First entry 850, 860-ish. second entry 900-ish, and just try to target somewhere in the middle. And if we dip what, 400, 24 400, 24 300, I'll try to buy it back towards the middle, somewhere here. Looks pretty bullish. All right, 10 more minutes. If I do look for a play, it'll be something like this. Something like this. Buy somewhere here. Or here. I'd even buy like here. Somewhere here. I'll look for a dip, and you'll know a dip when you see it. A dip like this. Like this. Not this big, obviously, because this is literally the entire range tonight, but you'll see. It'll be like down, 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 down. All right, buy right here. And then it continues going down, and then I'll buy back in. I'll buy back in about, I would say 4 or 5 times. As much as I don't like the idea of buying tonight, it's kind of what my scout model does. And I was too afraid. Was it here? I was too afraid for this night to short right here. what was it, 7? This was the entry, but I got gun shy. This was the entry short right here. And when you see a pullback, you'll see it. This is a pullback, right? This is an obvious pullback. This was the entry, but I was too scared to take it just because we fell so far. And this was another one. I think I caught this, but only on one account. These were all shorts. And I was just too worried about the market conditions to take it. And I should have taken it. So today, if I see any scalps, I'll take it. I was out there questioning myself. Oh. Man. Do I want to buy this? I'll think about it in the next 10 minutes. I didn't want it to dip. I didn't want it to dip so soon. I wanted to keep going higher and higher, like one more pop up and then dip. I didn't want it to dip like right now. This kind of sucks. Like an open buy is not horrible as an entry. Or we open right here. 20 points. It's not a horrible. I might even take it. I think I will take it. Let me find out what account I want to take it in. Probably an account that I don't care about. And what account would that be? Maybe a Tradeify account. 191. This guy. All right, if we dip to open right here, I'll enter with one account or two accounts. What's up, Vlad? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. So chill trading. Yeah, you don't want to trade with emotions. Like, I will lose. Like, if I lost all of my accounts here on this dip, I don't know if you're in the Discord, but I was basically longing all of this. Even if I lost my accounts here, I wouldn't be mad or upset, or I would just be a little bit annoyed. And you need to control your emotions when you're trading. Being on tilt is one of the worst things to do as a trader. It's very easy to go on tilt. It's very hard to get out of it. Everyone says when you're on tilt, just close the charts. Like, oh, duh, right? When you're on tilt, just lock yourself out of the account. Okay, duh. But when you're on tilt, you don't want to do that. Your body doesn't want to do that. So the best way to prevent going on tilt is just stay calm. Like, yes, you can be a little annoyed. Okay, it missed your entry by one tick, right? I think literally these accounts, it missed its take profit by like 1 or 2 points. And I was just like, okay, oh well. Oh man, I might have to buy here. I don't know if I want to. I'm going to. I'm gonna buy right here. Where do we open? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Right about here. I'll take it with how many accounts? 2, 1. Let me get another dip. It'll be a decent sized dip. It'll be like 13 points from here. Oops. I'm gonna let this next candle play out. If this candle taps down here, I won't enter it. Okay, so ES made a lower low right here. Oh no, it didn't. It got really close. In this next 5 minutes, if we make a lower low by 70, 6.5, 6.3, in this next candle, if we reach down here, somewhere here, I'll consider buying, but only on this next candle, this one right here. So in the next 5 minutes. It's not a huge uptrend, it's just kind of a bland overnight. Has it been 660 point range? 60 point range. Point range. There's like 130 point range. Well, that was a crazy day. Let me go to another day. What was the range? Here, here, here. 25020, 70 point range. Okay, it's not a horrible range. It's about average, so I should think about taking longs. What's up, Stoic? What would you recommend as an absolute starting point for NQ futures trading? Starting point. Well, the first starting point before you even start trading is to make sure that you have income that's not trading related. That's the absolute first point. If you don't have any income, or if you need to trade to make money, unless you are in the 0.001%, you should not be doing it. So that's the absolute starting point. Now, if you do have a daytime, a full-time job, then I'd consider just, I don't know, trying to find a framework out there, a strategy, and getting it to work for yourself. Every single strategy you find out there is not going to work. I can almost guarantee it. But it's about how you use the strategy and how you get a feel for the market. You have a career in finance? Okay, yeah, that's perfect. That's absolutely, yeah, that's great. There's a bunch of strategies out there, and a lot of different frameworks. You just need to grab one and then play around with it. The first thing you want to do is take that strategy, and the YouTube videos are going to be, just copy me, this is the best strategy ever, blah blah blah. Same thing with me. If you watched my previous, it was like, oh, this one strategy helped me make 100k. That's my old model that I don't use anymore, and the reason why I don't use it was because I started noticing it wasn't as good as I thought it was. And one of my Discord members, he codes and backtests purely mechanical strategies, right? So purely mechanical. You have to enter here, you have to take profit here, you have to take your stop loss here. And he tested it So he put in my strategy, and I think he tested for like a year or two, something along those lines of that. And it turned out to be like, I think 49%. But in my 3 months of back testing it, and I think I had about 250-ish entries, it was about like a 60-ish to 70% win rate. And there was another viewer or another member on the Discord. You know, I tell there's a lot of nuances once you test a strategy. One of the nuances I told them was, if VIX is really high, it's hard to place a stop correctly because the noise of the candles will be 50-60 points, right? So if VIX is very high, it's very bad. If the two lines that I use, the two SMAs, if they're too close to each other, it doesn't work as well either. It's very, very risky. And I think there was something else. I forgot what it was. And I think it worked better in the overnight session than it did in the New York session. So one of the members took the strategy that was about 49%, and then he put in his own confluences. He says, I will only take this trade if these two moving averages are about X points away from each other. I'll only take it for London, right? And then he added something else to it. And I think he tested it for 2 or 3 months, and he got about 63% win rate. So it's about finding a strategy and then tuning it to yourself. That's what I would recommend. There's a bunch of strategies out there. There's the whole ICT stuff. There's the whole opening range breakout. I trade a bit differently. I have done 4 years of, so one of my models that I still use is that I've done 4 years of data analysis for NASDAQ. And I basically position myself to make money on the most common days. So I'll blow up my accounts on the rarest days. Super interesting. Would you say developing or tweaking existing strategies, back testing, paper trading for X months to prepare for an eval is the path? Yes. It's actually the cheapest path. Right now, what you should be worried about is, how do I learn as cheap as possible? And the great thing about trading is that the tuition we pay, quote unquote, is a lot of times based on what we pay for, right? So some trader can just go right into prop firms or right into opening a brokerage account, and they'll put in like $10,000, and they'll use that $10,000 to learn, and they'll blow it all up. And then someone puts in $1,000 and they size down and they learn the same thing, but they learned for $1,000, right? So I would say develop and tweak and backtest. And nothing can really replace the time in the market. When you look at the charts, when you actually trade the markets, you'll get a weird feeling, like an intuition almost, right? Like today, all the profits I made from today were longing. Look at a day like this. You look at a day like this and you'll be like, how the hell did you make money buying? And it's just kind of my intuition. I had a plan, right? And I executed. My plan was basically buy every dip. Once we reached a certain point, I think it was like here, I basically bought every single dip, and I positioned my accounts to blow up if we reached all the way like down here. Now, what are the odds that we break down here? Well, I know how many days break down here. Around somewhere around this area. It's 2%. 2% of days in the last 4 years break down to somewhere in this level. So as we dipped and I bought, I positioned my accounts to blow up down here. And the worst case scenario, and you'll find out worst case scenarios for all your trades. It's called your stop loss, right? My worst case scenario, my stop loss was all the way down here. 2%. Now, if it's not a 2% day and it's a majority of days, well, then I'll just take my trades. I'll just scalp in and out, right? And I'll make good money doing so. Doesn't mean a day like this can't happen. But the way that I trade is basically for prop firms. You don't want to trade a regular account and just say, okay, I'll lose all my money here. Because in the long run, you might have a negative expectancy. But for prop firms, it doesn't matter if you have a negative expectancy, you can still make money. So you're kind of asking the right guy, but you're also kind of asking the wrong guy. I'm not really here to be a good trader. I'm here to beat prop firms. And if you've seen any of my posts or any of my videos, or if you're in my Discord and you see my payouts, you'll see that I'm pretty good at it. But you'll also never see me open up a real brokerage account. Doesn't mean I'm a horrible trader, I'm just an average trader. But I would definitely recommend trading for yourself. Figuring out your own strategy, put time in the market. And when you do purchase your evals and you really want to take that leap, make sure you budget, because props can get out of hand really, really fast, right? You buy one account. Oh, oops. You buy one account. Okay, it's $50. Okay, you buy another one. Okay, it's $50. You pull that. Okay, it's another $50. Okay, it's another $50. Okay, you buy 5 accounts in one day. That's already $250 for one day, right? So the way that I teach people is that when you do take that leap, is to set a budget for yourself. That's how I started. Let me go to Paint. I always show my stuff in Paint. Right, the way that I started was I started with a $500 budget every month, right? As soon as you spend your $500, you can't buy any more accounts. No more accounts. And when you're in this phase, you're worried about you're worried about scaling and learning, right? So you take your $500. This will be about roughly 4 to 5 accounts. And you want to position yourself so that way in the worst case scenario, when you lose all these accounts, it's the next month, right? So that way, I think in this situation, you would blow up about -1 account every week is your absolute worst case scenario. And the reason why I say this is because if you do follow this and you have 4 or 5 accounts, at the end of the month, the worst case scenario is you lose 5 accounts. Okay, well, it's the end of the month, right? A budget is per month. Okay, next day, you just buy 5 more. And then, because the most important part when you're first starting off is that you need to trade every day. There is no better teacher than the market for trading, right? There's no better teacher. Like, how do you think these people became successful traders? And not the Furus, but the actual great traders. They've been staring at charts and trading the market for probably over a decade, right? They've lived through so much. They've traded through so much BS, right? They know how a market should act. They know when it's like, oh shit, what's going on, right? That's super interesting. And if or when you commit to this, I'll take a prop firm approach like yours. It's the most realistic path for me, and it still feels far away. Prop firms is the most realistic for a lot of people, and that's because they are quote unquote cheap, right? It's cheap to learn. Now, what some people, even though it's cheap per account, sort of, but it can get out of hand really fast. So go to any subreddit, go on Twitter, blah, 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 and you'll see so many people go into debt, right? If you're here from Reddit and you've seen my posts, you'll notice that every single post I have is like, you need to fucking budget, right? If you're not budgeting, don't bother trading. And they're always like, what's your strategy, bro? Tell me your strategy, bro. And it's like, you shouldn't even be thinking about that until you get your life together, right? Trading is not meant to be a way to get rich. Yeah, you can see how easy it is to get minus, yeah. And even on that, the reason why I tell you to get a budget is because on average, people would tell you it takes about 2 to 4 to even 10 years to get profitable. To get profitable, which means what? Which means within, let's say, this time frame, you're actually losing money. You're not getting money. You're not getting paid to trade. You're losing money for 2 to 4, not months, years. So assuming you stick to a $500 budget, right, which is kind of high, that's what, 24 to 48 times 500. Will this affect how you live your life? This budget, once you do start pursuing whatever, right, it's going to be about $12,000 to what, $24,000? If you lose this in a span of 2 to 4 years, will this affect your life? Can you still buy food? Can you still pay rent? Can you still pay your bills? If it doesn't, then you shouldn't be trading. That's what a lot of people don't get. Now, what's worse is that some people may get a lucky start and they'll start seeing a payout or money in under a year, right? And this is a good and bad thing. It's a good thing because you're getting a payout. It's a bad thing because it boosts your confidence so much that you can think you can do this for a living. You think you can quit your job. And then reality hits you. Right? You can see how many payouts I've gotten on Discord. You can see how much money I've made, and I still wouldn't quit my job. Ever. Maybe I would quit it if I can make 300 to 500K a year net. Right? Either trading, or if I ever open up a mentorship, or if I ever open up a premium, I would even think about quitting my job. It's not even in my thoughts right now. Right? And if I'm in this position where I'm making this much money and I'm not even thinking about quitting my primary source of income, no one should. If you do, you're going to be in for a rude awakening. My main fear is whether I can maintain a day job while learning. I think budget-wise, I'd be able to cope as save and invest. I mean, you're a finance guy, so I'm assuming you'll know how to budget, you know how to save, you know how to invest, right? It's just it's just that you're still like, no matter what you do, trading is kind of like a business, right? You put money in, you take money out, right? But businesses take time, right? It takes money, it takes effort, it takes all of those. So yes, it will be, it might be hard to maintain a day job while learning. It may be hard to maintain a day job while trading, but it'll be hard to do all of that if you're running your own business anyway. And that's what trading is. It's your own business, right? When you're paid and funded by prop firms, you're literally an employee. You're self-employed, right? You have to pay your taxes as self-employment, and then once you make it to a certain X amount of payouts, you'll realize that you'll realize what other possibilities there are in trading. You'll realize why everyone starts selling a courses or does a premium. It's because prop firm trading is kind of bottle capped. Would you ever automate your trading with an algo? I don't think I will. My trading is not, it's so much of it is just, what do I feel? How do I feel? What is a dip, right? Is this a dip? Is this a dip to some people? Maybe, but not for me. I want the dip to be like here. Okay, but when does it reach here? 1 candle, 2 candle, 3 candles? No, I don't know. I'll see the dip and then I'll feel that I want to buy here. I'm like, okay, that's a good enough dip. this, if we dipped, if that's why I said if this next candle was like this, I would buy near the bottom. Okay, but what if it was like this? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I'll wait until here to buy. Maybe I'll wait for one more candle to go to the bottom. A lot of my trading is based off of my gut and some math on the side. If you don't have money, paper trade? Yes. Paper trading is good and bad. Like, okay, well, it's not bad, but paper trading is useful to tell you how to set your orders, how to buy, how to short, how to set up a limit, you know, a limit order with your take profit and stop loss. But you'll never experience the emotions of trading until you're actually losing money. And that's a really big part about trading, is when you're actually losing money. You have time on the charts too? Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you don't have a budget, or you don't have any money, definitely paper trading is the way to go. And the more that you trade, the more that you paper trade, the more time you're in a market, the more confident you feel about your trades. Right? I was confident enough to hold this. I was confident enough to hold this. I was confident enough to lose, like, I think, I don't know how many accounts. 10? I was confident enough to lose like 10 or more accounts, just betting we don't end up here. And just buying and scalping. I was confident to buy this dip. Look at these dips. Some people that may not have enough time in the market will see a sell-off like this and they say, all right, we're crashing. The day's over. We're going to end up here. And I say, okay, well, if we do end up here, it'll be about 2%. What does that mean? That means this is a good place to buy. Any dips is a good place to buy. If it's a lower low, it's decent to buy. Yeah, building the confidence. Oh man, it's about time to take a trade, guys. Said I will buy this dip. Did say it. In the next 4 minutes, I'll decide to hop in or not. Appreciate the advice. Yeah, of course. Anticipating a long process, but fear the best way forward is to jump in paper trading and start learning. Yeah. If you jump in paper trading, it's free, right? So just, jump in, get your feet wet. Try to find some strategies, but when you find a strategy, don't listen to whoever is selling you that strategy. If you've watched my previous video, you'll see that I say, don't trust me. I'm just a random guy on the internet. Don't trust me. Go and backtest it yourself. Right? Maybe my strategy was a 10% win rate. Maybe it's 60%. Maybe it's 40%. You'll never know unless you backtest. So when you do mess around with some strategies, just backtest it for as much as you can. I use a platform called Thinkorswim, and I can only backtest for about 6 months. That's a decent amount of data. I think 1 year is the best, but 6 months is also okay. The classic question of why would you give out a strategy if it's so successful? Yeah, exactly. And I think it's also, it might be illegal to even say what your percentage is. Maybe if you're selling it, then it's illegal. But yeah, no matter what it is, just make it your own and then backtest, and then you'll know your strategy. Like, I'll show you an Excel sheet that I have. It's also good to have an Excel sheet or some kind of sheet. Where the fuck is my data? Hello? Wait, wait, where's my data? Hold up. Dude, there's no way. Why is my Excel sheet blank? I haven't used it in a long time, but why is it blank? I had so much data in it. Ah, okay. It's a good thing I still have it in my Discord somewhere. So this is an example of my backtest. These are some things you could think about, right? So I have my win-loss ratio, right? I do something called DCA, it's called dollar cost averaging. It's a little bit of an advanced strategy, but basically it's just you space apart your entries, right? So DCA would be something like this. You long here, right? On this market, you long here, and then you buy along here. And then your cost average, right? Your dollar cost average is somewhere in the middle here, depending on your position sizing. This is assuming you're 1, 1, 1, right? What's the max loss? Well, if you held on to this position until it turned around for X points, how much would you lose? What's your max profit? If you left a runner, how much would you win if you left one account's runner? And then I have these arbitrary, okay, did I win 30 points? Okay, did I win 40 points? Okay, what's my total points if I risk this much? So my win losses saved by DCA. Yeah, that's what I did on those dips today. If you consider all of my prop firms as one big account, yes, yeah, it was all DCA. Win rate if DCA'd, number of 100-point wins, number of 150-point wins, number of 200-point wins, right? You know how some people are like, dang, how long should I hold on to this position for? Oh, hold on. If we dip here, I'm gonna buy. I might have missed it. I'll take it in a, what did I say, Tradeify account? You know what? I'll take it in my worst Lucid account, which is 34. So if it reaches down here, I'm gonna buy in. Buy in with 5 micros here and target about 20 points. Next buy-in would be 60. It would have to be in this candle, like this candle right now. So in the next 3 minutes, it has to reach the lows. Right here. This is my first entry. I could take this on multiple accounts, actually. I will take it in a Tradeify account as well. 5 micros. Okay. I'm in with 2 accounts. If it dips anymore, I will enter another one. Oh wait, I entered with the wrong account. That's okay. That's okay. Let me bring in this account. So I'm in this trade right now. Take profit is 20 points. 7383. No, wait, 9-3. I can't do math. And I'm also in, so I'm in 2 accounts right now. Both take profits will be around 9-3. I don't think I'll leave a runner. Let's see what happens. So this is my first entry, which means this is the worst entry. So I want to get in with the accounts I care about the least. Next account I'll get in with 22. Why no runner in this case? I just don't love this market. I don't feel bullish in this market. Like, this trend is like, if I were to leave a runner, I would cut it at like 30 points, 40 points. That's just because in this general market, I think we're going down. But I'm just taking this buy. I'm just taking this scalp overnight just because it's part of my overnight model. Yeah. And usually I would take it with a lot more accounts, but I'm taking it very light, 2 accounts. My next entry is like 67 to 60-ish, which is right around the open of the overnight market. Ideally, that would have been my first entry, but it just stalled right here, and I'm supposed to buy around here anyway. But my ideal entry was like 67 to 60-ish. Because I'm already in a position. What's my cost average? 34. 7.3. So I'll hop in at 50. Hop in at the bottom of this candle right here. My next entry. And then if we start sliding down, I might hold off on a couple more accounts. Like, I might hold off of adding. Let's see, what else what would I add in 50? Let's see. $56, okay. And 550. This was where the first entry should have been. So I'm gonna add 56 or 50. Right here, this is where the first entry is, 67-ish. Right at open. So 67-ish, if that was my first entry, that means I would have entered around like next entry is right around here. Let's see if we get a pop or not. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. And when I don't love trades, I usually enter with less accounts than I usually do. So if you're on the Discord, sometimes you'll see me say, oh, this position is worth X contracts or X accounts. Like, oh, this position was worth 5 micros. Oh, I should have done 3 micros here. It's just like a gut feeling. Like if it was my original size, how many accounts do I have? I probably would have, if it was a regular day and we don't have this Iran news hovering over our heads, I probably would have entered the first position with like 3 or 4 accounts or 5. How many accounts do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 10, 12, 12, 19, 19, 21, 23. Yeah, I would have taken the first entry with like 4 accounts. All right, let's crash. Let's blow up these accounts. Meanwhile, I'm gonna check to see if I can take my payouts yet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, you can only request 1,500 from Apex now? I thought it was 2,000. What the fuck? That sucks. 89. 90. Your risk management for that many accounts must be top tier. It's okay.
Yeah.
I have a lot of models where it's just like, all right, I blow it up or I don't. And on the rare days, I will blow it up. Let me show you one of my worst days. I've had plenty of bad days, and I'm not like your average fake internet guru. I post all my wins, all my losses. I post my P&L daily because I don't care. I don't claim to be the best, right? That's not my whole brand. My brand is I'm an average trader that knows how to beat prop firms. So here's my worst couple of days. You'll see I have some minus 30k days. What, minus 30k right here. But the good thing about prop firms is, wait a second, I lost 30k of fake money, but I took 10k into my bank account. Isn't that kind of crazy? My worst day is 73k. I should pin it. That should be my trophy. 73k right here. 73k loss of fake internet money. But I also took another 10k into my bank account. This is why I like prop firms. This is why I'm not a trader that's meant for a live account. Imagine if I lost this in a real brokerage account. I would be sick. I wouldn't go to work. I wouldn't be able to eat. I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. But I'll tell you exactly how I felt when this day happened. When this day happened and I lost 73k, I was just slightly annoyed. Actually, I was actually very annoyed. You always remain within the account limits even on heavy loss days, even though great payouts. What do you mean by the account limits? On the worst of the worst days, like a 2% day, this is the odds of this day happening was 2%. I lost the accounts. As in, do they close the accounts after exceeding max loss? Yes, they close the accounts. But I'm always trading evals, so I'm always getting new accounts. Yes, there's a threshold. So for a 50k account, the usual threshold is 2k. It's something called, excuse me, it's something called drawdown. So here, right, if this account that I'm in a position right now, if this account loses $2,063, this account blows up, right? It's called the drawdown. So even though you get a 50k account, quote unquote, it's actually only a 2k account. And if you build a buffer, it'll be, you know, I built up 4k in this account, so it's 4k. I built up 3.8k, so it's 3.7k, right? So yeah, there are thresholds for these accounts. Yeah, you can build as much buffer as you want. Although at some point it's not worth it to build more buffer. But on a static at 48k, for example, not necessarily. So there's two types of accounts. There's something called end of day drawdown account. These are the best accounts for traders in general. They're called end of day. Right. So on the first day, you will have 50k, and your drawdown, so where you blow up, is 4,800. 48,000, sorry. Now, so let's say this is Monday. Now for this account, if on Monday you make $1,000, your drawdown is still $48,000 for Monday. Okay, so now it takes 3,000 to blow up. Now on Tuesday, you wake up and you'll have 51,000 in your account. Your new drawdown is 49,000. Right? This is called end of day, which means your drawdown updates at the end of the day. So this is like the golden standard of accounts. Yeah, and then after you reach something called a threshold or a buffer, this will stop. This will stop at 50,000. Usually, this will stop at 50,000. So if you make 53,000, right, this will stick. If you make 55,000, usually it's like 50,000, or maybe it's like 50,100. And then your drawdown never increases from here. Right? 57,000. They all have the same. Now there is something that you will learn to hate. It is called intraday trailing drawdown. And traders hate this. right? And I'll show you what it is. Let's assume you have a position long here. Yeah. Let's say you long here, right? And your take profit is here at $300. And your stop loss is $300. Let's say it goes up here to plus 295 and then it hits your stop loss. Your drawdown, instead of being 48,000, it's gonna be 48,295, while your account is at 50,000 minus 300. So your account is now 49,700. Which means even though you hit your stop loss and you should be minus 300, if you lose, excuse me, if you lose about what, 14.95, you will blow up your account. This is all you have for drawdown left. This is called an intraday trailing drawdown. This will also stop following you at a certain threshold too. There's always thresholds where you are, or for whatever accounts you buy. Three, 97, 8. One, two, three, four, 5. 1,500 times 5. 7,500. Uh, 186,500. Hope my math is right. So I'm in with 2 more accounts. I missed the ad on my other account. So you see how I added here? I missed the ad on my other account. 'Alright, now miss my take profit by 2 points. Now flush all the way down. Uh, 56 and 63. I think this one entered at 56. Nice. I missed the take profit by 2 points. Sick. Okay. Let me find out what my next spot is. This one was 63 or maybe 70? 73? Not the best entry. This is really bad. NQ is a lot weaker than ES right now. Missed my take profit on 2 accounts by, I think, literally 2 points. Or is it 1 point? Right there. Next one I'll add is 3.5. Or not 3.5, but actually, probably down here is my next ad. This is why I didn't want to. I had a really bad feeling about tonight, but whatever. I'll still take this. I don't even know if I want to add here. I want to add at the low of day, which is 1.6. 1.6. Oh, dude, no. It might end up like yesterday. We just blew past the bottom. Yeah, of course, Stoic. Take it easy, man. All right. I'll probably head off in like, I don't know. What the hell's calling? I've been getting so many spam calls recently. I might stay on just for this trade, but some of my scalps takes like, oh man, some of them takes like 8 hours. So who knows how long I'll be here. But it's nice to see somebody in a pickle. So it's fun to watch someone in drawdown. I don't know about you guys, but I love maybe I'm just like a hater. I love seeing traders trade live and they're losing a lot. That might just be the hater in me. I don't know. Or like, I don't know. I'll watch like some of the videos where it's like top 10 losses in Wall Street bets. And I'm like, oh man, dude, I gotta click that. Hopefully it doesn't take 8 hours. Well, I'll definitely be off by then. Like, I think if I'm still in this trade for another like hour, I'll still stay on. But if we get some love, then I'll get out of here. Because otherwise I won't be in a trade. It's pretty rare for me to be in a trade when I stream overnight. So I do want to show this. But I'm not like, I just don't feel it tonight. I feel like it's gonna be a very bad night. But we'll see if we can get a little bit of a relief rally. At this point, I'm basically hoping for the previous day low to support. Other than that, if it doesn't, it's gonna get really, really ugly. And I'm gonna be in a long when it happens. So current position, I'm in 4 accounts. They're both identical. So 2 accounts with this cost basis and 2 accounts with this cost basis. If we drop, so these orders are set for the previous day low. They should have been, I mean, technically they should have been around here, but I'm just like really feeling a drop, like a nasty drop. Hold on, 22. Yeah, this was the exact place I was supposed to add, right around here. I'm just feeling like, just not feeling it. Let's go back to the next entry. I think it's 35. Wait, who's the? Wait, who's my next entry? I thought it was you. Wait, hold on. What the hell's going on? Oh, I got it confused with a eval account. I hate how my evals and my funded accounts are on the same number. It gets me so confused. It should be this guy. All right, 1 second, be right back. Let me know if I lost all my money. All right, I'm back. This is what I was worried about. Like this previous day low needs to hold or it's gonna get really, really ugly. How many accounts do I want to throw at this? I'll take one more stab at ES low, but this is not it. This is not it. $4.99. ES low here. Yeah, we're gonna crash. $193. I missed it on my other account. I was supposed to add one more account or two more accounts, but I was only able to add one. I wasn't quick enough. Three at 505. Oh, you got the best entry there. ES low of day. 505. Right when NQ was showing weakness compared to ES, I knew it was a really, really bad sign. And I had a feeling overnight that it was just not going to be good. Five one four 506 495. That's pretty good. All right, out for one, slightly under 20 points. 3.7 is next. I meant to take it in one more account, but I was too slow. I'm still fighting these accounts. This needs to fly off of the ES low, or it's gonna be really, really bad. Like what I was expecting earlier. I just took payouts on my Apex accounts, so I could trade those next, but I don't really care about them anymore. I still care about them, so it's still gonna be like not a stupid trade, but I really don't want to get in on the next tap of ES low unless we tap it in like 30 minutes from now, but right now it's not looking good. Like reaching this low in the next one or two candles is going to be really, really bad. I'm hoping this volume spike was it, just a volume spike to get to this ES low, and then we'll pull back from here. That's basically what I'm thinking. Are you in positions at the moment? Yeah, I'm in with 6 accounts. I just took another long at the bottom of ES. ES is low. This was like the best entry here, but I only took it on one account. I was too slow to take it on another account. You can see this huge volume spike right when it touched it, it just flew back up. So now I don't want this to touch this bottom for like another 30-40 minutes. So basically what I'm hoping is that this volume spike down was the last move of the was the last of the downwards momentum, but not on NQ. No, well, I took it on NQ. If ES goes up, NQ goes up. That's basically how the market kind of works. ES is like all the stocks. NQ is based off of certain sectors like healthcare, you know, technology, telecommunications, or is it communications? Yeah, communications, tech. Those are the big ones. Yeah, they're correlated. Very rarely you'll see them be on opposite directions, just because ES is the entire stock market, or it's the top 500 companies, basically the entire US stock market, right? So if all 500 companies are doing well, then NQ will be doing well. So if all 500 companies are doing well in the overnight, you know, NQ will go up if ES goes up. Now, it doesn't have to be the other way around. For NQ to go up, it doesn't mean that ES has to go up. Very rarely will it be ES goes up and NQ like dies. So I have ES and NQ levels. I think this is 20 points, right? For 35? Hold on. Is this 20 points? Oh, well, I missed it. Oh, my other account took to take profit because I actually had a profit target on that account. This is almost a situation where I'll leave a runner. Almost. But my runners, quote unquote, are these accounts. So I'm taking profit in I mean, this candle is nice, but just my overall like thesis of the market is just I'm worried about it. So right now I'm too worried to leave runners. And also because I took all of these with like not that many accounts. Usually it would be like if I had like 20 or 30 accounts, it would be like 4, 4, 4, 4. But I took it 2, 2, 2, 2, just because I'm worried about the stock market. So you guys get to see me face some drawdown here. And you guys will see how I react to this. I was in a long from here. It fell almost 100 points, and like I'm not panicking, right? My hard stop was probably 440, like very far down. I don't even know if these accounts will survive 440. I don't think this one will. If I'm in a trade with 3 micros, how do I take profit from 2 micros and stay in with 1 micro in the trade? If you're in longs, right, you'll see 3+, right? You can sell your long positions. You can sell 1 here by clicking this button, right? You see how this is 1? This is 1 micro. So I can sell 1 of them, and if you click it twice, you'll sell 2 of them. If you want to have it on Tradeovate, like on the screen, you can have it like this, right? Did you see that? Right, you see how I can do like 1-1, right? And then you can do another one. If you want to have built in, it's called like advanced something, advanced trade management. So I have something called Apex. Yeah. So what you can do is if you want to have a take profit or stop loss, you can have something set up like this. So mine only has a take profit. So you see how I have this thing called ATM, right? So if you want to research it in your own time, it's a bit hard to explain. So you should look up a video for it. But you see how if I click here and I click buy, you see how I have a take profit up here? And this won't trigger unless this order is active. So even if this were to fall down here, it won't activate this short order because these are connected, right? They're usually called like OCO orders, or like one cancels one orders, or blah blah blah. So if you want something like this, you can also have a stop loss. I'll show you, right? You can have, what type is it? Take profit, stop loss only, or take profit and stop loss. And then you can set the dollar amount or the tick amount or delta price. I have no idea what the hell that is, but yeah. Okay, so second account took profit right here. And now last account, which was not my best entry. I'm not super proud of this entry. But at 593, it's my last take profit. Like, am I okay with that entry? Hold on. I mean, it's okay. It's not. No, I'm not really proud of that entry. I should have been looking at ES. My first entry should have been down here. I should have waited for this candle. And then on the second tap right here is where I should have longed. This should have been my first entry. 63, or at least somewhere around here. 60. It's not the worst entry. It's not the worst. So far, all my overnight scalps have been a 100% win rate on stream. When you guys are here for a loss, though, it's going to be gnarly. You're going to see some big losses. So hopefully one day you guys catch one of those. I'm talking about a gnarly loss. Like 100-point plus loss. But I think when I backtested for the past 6 months, I think I only lost like, in total, probably less than a week. So the win rate of this strategy is very high. Is this 20 points already? Oh, this is already 20 points. Oh, okay, it's out. All right, out of everything, guys. Hopefully you guys had a better position than me. Or if you guys were short, that was kind of the better play. But if you guys were short, the place to get out if you were short tonight was the previous day low, which was right here, or this previous day low. Right? That was the place to get out. Yeah, good trades. I'm probably gonna call it here. I just wanted to stay on and just, you know, have you guys watch me take some heat and actually take a trade in one of my streams. All right, guys, thanks for everyone that joined. It was a nice stream, nice talking to everybody. Met some new faces. I'll be streaming again probably. Oh no, I can't do tomorrow. Okay, so that was the last stream of the week. Tomorrow I'll do a wrap-up video like how I did for last week. I did that yesterday. So tomorrow I'll drop a video about the current state of the market. You guys already know what it is. I'll drop a video about my P&L, all my payouts, and what I think the next week will be like. So we'll see. Thanks for everyone for watching, and I hope to catch you guys on Sunday or Monday. Peace out, guys.